Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
Living in Las Vegas starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada, that groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home. The Living in Las Vegas podcast. And now your host, a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was, Mr. Scott Whitney.
Hello.
Hi.
Do we have sound? Yeah. Do you hear me? Yeah! Welcome to the Living in Las Vegas podcast here on the magnificent Vegas Video Network. Woo! I'm your host, Scott Whitney. Konnichiwa. Welcome, everybody. I was just checking to make sure you could hear me. No reason. Things are going good.
Just another normal day.
Another normal day. Jacob who? Don't even know if. Anyways, like I said, I'm Scott Whitney, and I'm joined by my not a jealous sweet, my doctor, if you will, the doctor of love. It's Melissa Whitney, big hand. On today's show, I have finally found a reason to go to Henderson, and it's not because of Wayne. So far, I'm angering everybody who's been in there. Jacob who? Wayne who? Yeah, now I know why to go to Henderson. We continue our tour of scary things. Okay, that's good on radio. And then we have a fancy dinner and a show featuring Madge, which is the nickname for Madonna. Oh, and viewer email. But first,
cool.
Let's say hi to our unbelievably stressed and soon-to-be drunk staff. Tara, there she is. Tara is running. Look at her.
She seems pretty calm to me, actually.
She's running this thing solo, baby.
Yeah, I think she seems pretty calm.
I do too. I mean, she's telling me I don't think I can do it, and I'm saying I think you can do it. And she's doing it just like
you seem very calm.
So far.
You're doing great,
it's been
Tara.
Flawless. Tara, look at her. Now, and I didn't give her. So now we said that we were going to give her a mic because we were concerned that she was going to be busy. I'm pretty sure if she had a mic right now, she'd tell me to f off.
That might be appropriate.
Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, by the way, hello to our live studio audience. There they are, and of course to the ever lovely and quite attractive today because I have X-ray vision into them. The live chat. Oh, Doug, I think you look good in Speedos. That's not right, is it?
Yeah, I think you're naughty.
Oh, I'm naughty. You know I'm a little naughty. Come on, baby.
Let's move on.
You know it. No? All right.
Let's move on.
All right. So let's start off with our trip to Henderson. Okay, so here's the backstory about Henderson. You about to say something, dear?
I was just thinking that you have two good reasons to go to Henderson now.
One?
Bread and butter.
Oh, I got two. Not Wayne. So I got two reasons. Bread and butter and what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so here's what...
pretty soon, three.
Which is what?
Meat.
Right. Meat and three, bread and butter, and also, don't forget, Wayne. Okay, 4 reasons. Wayne, bread and butter. I haven't seen Wayne in a year. I don't even know if he's still alive anymore.
You think something's happening to him?
No, I know.
Send out a search warrant?
You know what's happening to him? He's got a big boy job now. He has to work hard. Right. Okay. So, why did I go to Henderson? Here's the backstory. So we are head down, working very hard, preparing for our new Fremont Street show called FSC Live. And we were talking about the music for the show. We were like, it'd be pretty cool if we could find a local musician to provide us the music, right?
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
some names came up, and one of the names that came up was a guy named Lon Bronson. Now, Lon has been around for oodles and oodles of years, and I actually have a website for Lon. Here's his website right here. Lon's been around forever and ever and ever. And we actually had him as a guest on Talk Tales. Gosh, it's maybe been a year ago now. It's been a long time. And super nice guy. Everybody knows him. He's got a bunch of people in his band. He's in a bunch of other bands. I first saw him play in Chris Phillips' band, his big band. Anyway, so we reached out. Jeff Victor, the president of Fremont Street, who's going to be the host of the show, said, Lon Bronson would be somebody, cool to bring in. So I said, well, I know Lon. Hell, I'll give him a call. So I called him. Texted him, called him, whatever, and told him what was going on. And we kind of texted back and forth for a while. And I said, here's what we're doing. We've got this show we're going to do on Fremont Street. It's going to get a pretty reasonable amount of exposure. We want to get a local musician to do the music. Would you be interested? And he's like, oh man, I've got the perfect song for this.
Really? He knew right away what he wanted to do?
Boom. I'm like, well, what's the song? He goes, the song's called Sin City. I'm like, well, that's well played, Ron. Hey. He goes, well, let me send it to you, and I'll.
Can you play a little bit? Or
I don't have it. I should have loaded it. It's too bad. Damn it! I could have loaded it on the TriCaster. So he sent the song.
The studio audience likes it, obviously.
But yeah, the studio. It's a great tune.
Yeah, they're very excited.
Yeah, it's a great song. So
we got some people even kind of boogieing down
I know
which is interesting.
Maybe we should hose them down a little bit.
No, I think that's a good sign.
So anyway, I get the music. The MP3, and I play it, and it starts off, or something. I mean, it's just this awesome syncopated big band kind of thing, which I love.
Me too.
And then
I love big
and then
band
it blasts into it. So I'm like, well, this is pretty good, but I got to get it past Jeff. So Jeff comes in last week, and he's like, well, you want to hear the song? He goes, yeah, sure. So I play, I don't know, 3 bars, 4 bars. He's like, good. We'll use that.
That's why he's the big mucky muck. He can make a decision.
Oh, it's so great.
No pussyfooting around.
It is.
He just makes a decision.
That's one of the nice things of working with him. It's like, we'll do this, we'll do that. Great. So I'm like, all right, well, let me talk to Lon, and we'll figure out what the deal is. So I had never seen him perform before. And I thought, well, that's not right. So he performs every Friday night at the Ovation Showroom at 10:30 or so. 10:30. And the Ovation Showroom, by the way, is without question one of the coolest rooms in all of Las Vegas. It is the best lit, the most amazing cameras in there. They got these 2 big screens on the side, probably 4 or 5 cameras. They're amazing shots. The stage is a little higher than I would like. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
I agree with you about that.
Yeah.
Because when you're sitting on the floor, you're kind of looking up. It'd be nice to be, a little more even. Because we went to see Chris Phillips there, right?
Yeah. So I went there and by myself to check him out. And
you want me to sing a song? All by myself.
All by myself.
Yeah, I had a busy week. There's no way I was going out at 10:30.
Yeah, and so by the way, I forgot to say.
I used to just go out that used to be my just going out
time. Yeah, I know. Now you're not. This is at Green Valley Ranch, by the way. I forgot to mention this. At the Ovation Showroom, Green Valley Ranch. So I got there. And the week before, he had Drew Carey there, and Clint Holmes came up and sang, and he didn't. He was there. He was there. Drew Carey sang. Yes. Did Clint Holmes go up? No. Oh, he was there. Anyway, so I went there and got my $5 beer, and sat down, had a booth.
It only costs $5.
Yeah.
That is cheap.
As it should be.
And that's a fair price.
And it's fine.
Wait, was it a draft or?
Yeah, it was just a bottle of beer.
A regular bottle.
Miller Lite, because I gotta make this go away a little bit. So sat there with my bottle of beer, and was ready for these guys to go on 10:30 or so. They get up there and just crush it.
Is it a big band?
Holy crap! Yeah, it's got 6 horns, 7 horns, 3 trumpets, including Lon, David Perico, who has been in a couple bands that we're aware of, and this cat. The big guy, big heavy guy? Yeah. Holy crap. So if you know anything about music and trumpet players, you've heard of Maynard Ferguson? So Maynard Ferguson is a guy who hits these amazingly unbelievable high notes. Well, this guy is the high note guy. And
I'd like to
For me,
I'd like to go see them sometime.
it makes me giddy listening to this kind of
I'd
band.
really like to go see them.
We should go Friday.
I love big band music.
God, it's so good. This guy, and he hits these notes, and he doesn't even look like he's working hard. Just he does. He plays in the Terry Fader band. You're right. And then three sax, a great trombone player, a guy who plays alto sax. I think it's alto. Who is? Oh, it's unbelievable because all these guys get their solo moments, and it's like, what is going on?
Is it all instrumental or?
No. They got two singers. They got a girl singer and a guy singer, and this show is two. And so what was interesting is, these they're not young singers. They're older folks, but they just blow, man. Just whoa, great voices, both the guy and the girl, and they have these different takes on songs that you've heard before, but just a kind of a different vibe to them. I mean, it's just I was giddy the whole time, and it's a one set show. It's just like a show as opposed to like a cover band who plays 4 hours. That's not what they do. They play probably an hour, maybe 90 minutes, maybe. I'm not sure how long it was. But God dang it, they were good.
How much is the show?
Free.
Free.
That's the other thing. So what does it cost?
Really?
It costs nothing.
See, that's the thing. I wonder if they really, market that to locals. Because you can go there for free, go there on date night, like go have dinner, go see the show, have a beer for $5. I mean, that's great entertainment for locals here, right? And I wonder if they get that out there really well.
Well, so it's interesting. So, I want to start kind of remembering to say what we're talking about there is applicable to locals or to tourists. This is applicable to both. It doesn't matter if you're a local. You should, and especially if you're down in that area where we live in North or South Reno. It's kind of a long drive, but nonetheless, you should go because this guy is amazing. His whole band is amazing. And you know what's interesting about this is Lon. He's directing a couple times and providing some guidance a couple times. But the truth of the matter is, he doesn't really solo very often. Actually, he didn't solo at all. He just kind of lets everybody else do their thing, which is pretty cool. But
I think that speaks to their synchronicity too, right?
Yeah, and
like that?
What was interesting, well, it's not the right word, but yes.
Well, they're
yeah,
isn't the right word?
It's good. Synchronicity, yes, it's good.
You know what I mean? That they don't need someone to be
Dave Perico. I heard him do a trumpet solo for the first time. Come to find out, that guy plays a hell of a trumpet. But I wouldn't know that in his own band because he was kind of laid back a little bit. So I guess kind of the thing, is to kind of lay back. But I just had such a good time. So if you're a local, you should be hanging out down there. There's no question that it's a good time. And it's a reasonably priced thing. Free, pretty good price. $5 beer, I'm in. And if you're a tourist and you're looking for an amazing big band, funk band. It's not just big band. It's not swing, only swing. It's like funk.
Funk, what do they play that's funky?
Yeah, industrial
Earth, Wind,
thing,
and
yeah,
Fire.
that kind of stuff. That really is that
Gap Band?
That kind of stuff. It's just, I wish I had their song list because I'm like, these guys are good. It's really hot. So if you're a tourist and you want to find a great band, if you're on the Strip,
And really
it's
into music,
10, 15 minutes
live
away. I don't know
music.
how far away, but it's live. These guys are hustling. This guy's been out in the business here for 20 years or so now.
Well, and
25 years.
Juilliard, Green Valley it's right off the 215. It's really just very, very close to Strip. I mean, it would take, what do you think, to get from
You Strip to there?
10 minutes?
10 minutes. It's not. It's
really close.
It's a great deal. So go see Lon Bronson. He was gracious enough to let us use his music for the show, and so I just cut the opening credits today for the for FSC Live, and it's the opening credits are cool, and it's largely because the music is just smoking. So Lon, you're a stud, you big rockin'. Oh, and while I was there, got to have a drink with them afterwards. And I bumped into Nate Tannenbaugh, who is a local weather guy here.
Oh, yeah, with the bow tie?
Yeah, he's a real nice guy. He was it was pretty funny because I went up to, I'll tell you. I went up to him to say hi. And, a lot of people, when you say hi to them, they kind of are a little standoffish because they don't know if you're a stalker kind of guy, I guess. But I think Nate gets a lot of stalkers. Bow tie stalkers. They're huge here. So I went up to say hi. And he just kind of went, hey. And then he recognized me. He's like, oh. Scott Whitney, how are you? And then we were best buddies. Pretty cute.
At first,
That's why I think come here, little naked
at first
bastard.
he was like, you could be a stalker.
You could be a stalker.
You have a stalker vibe.
Right, this is stalkerish. That's before my military haircut that I've been told I had now. So
what? I love your haircut.
Somebody said I had a flat top.
Oh. Well, your horns just haven't grown out yet.
All right. So anyways, we got a couple pictures of Lon we forgot to show. Just to give you an idea of how big these guys are, I want to show you these pictures. That's an artistic photo. Isn't that nice?
Sure is. Like you were using some kind of special lens, huh?
And then that's a third beer lens. And then the next picture is without that big white glowy globe in the middle of it. Oh, that's me. There it is. Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
Nice, yeah.
So you can see 2 guitar players, a bass player, 2 singers, 6 horns, percussionist, and drummer. And
they got a lot of people up there.
Yeah, huge. And that's Lon. I mean, look at the beauty. That stage. Oh, he had a keyboard player who's real good. And that stage, that group is awesome, man. Just awesome. So go see Lon. He's all that in a bag of chips. LonBronsonBand.com is his website. All right, next. Remember last week we began our spooky, scary stuff. And I saw Dr. Havoc, which I gave it one of these. Why did I like it? Because it wasn't scary.
That's not why you liked it. You were impressed by
because it was magical shit.
You were impressed by the illusions.
Mm-hmm. And I knew that you'd be able to go. So, by the way, Brian asked were there people at his show. Yeah, it was. All the tables were filled that I could see.
And it's a good sized room too. It's
probably a couple hundred.
It's a good sized room.
I'm guessing. So last week I did the Dr. Havoc thing of curiosity, which I really liked a lot. It was pretty neat. 12:50, you should definitely go. And then this week, or last Thursday, I was invited to the press opening of Amazing Jonathan's. Don't tell me, I'll find it myself. I don't need your help. Amazing Jonathan's Screamont experiment, which is important. So, here's the backstory on Amazing Jonathan's little haunted house here. Probably shouldn't say little. So he's a well-known comedian, magician guy here. He's very well-known, been here forever.
He's a headliner here.
Huge headliner. He's at Bally's now. He's been at Sahara. He was at Harmon Theater. He's been all over the place.
Yeah.
When we first moved here, the very first show I demanded to go to was Amazing Jonathan. I'm a huge fan of this guy. He is crazy. There is no question about that.
Crazy spooky?
No, just crazy. But good crazy. Crazy in an entertainment.
Artistic.
Well, he had one of the funniest lines we've ever had on the Vegas Video Network. We had him as a guest on Awkward Silence, the first version of Awkward Silence. And he came in, and he looked a little tired. And so Brian, the host, said, I really dig that you have kind of you live the Vegas lifestyle. And Amazing Jonathan's like, well, what does that mean? He goes, well, it's about 6:30 right now. I'm guessing you've been up for, a half hour? And Amazing Jonathan goes, wrong! I've been up for 36 hours, and I'm not going to bed. So we all kind of looked at him like, holy crap. Guy's kind of tweaking a little bit. All right, so anyways. But it was such a great line that I came to love him. Anyways, for as long as I've lived here, I've heard about this haunted mansion Halloween thing that he does at his home.
Oh, really?
And that's where this all comes from. So it was a private party. You had to be invited. It was the hottest ticket in Las Vegas.
Really?
If you could get invited to Amazing Jonathan's Halloween party, it was a big deal. This guy would spend...
You made it.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. It was $25,000. He would spend $25,000
oh my
to
God.
build every year. Now,
at his house?
Yeah, at his house. And
like in a barn or something?
Well, I haven't been to his house because I've not been invited. I'm not in.
I'm just trying to
If I was in, I would have told you about that last year. I'm
just trying to imagine
trying to make me feel bad?
where you would put that.
He's got a big house.
Okay. I think he might have a
Some
barn.
of these guys do pretty well for themselves.
In my head, I'm imagining he has a big barn, and this is all going down in the barn.
No, I think he's got a big house.
Okay.
Anywho, so he spends a lot of money. Now, it used to be, or it was pretty raunchy, X-rated. They had like sex acts on one side and R-rated kind of things going here and a lot of gore and blood and stuff. And it's really a shame that we didn't get I did that. I'm really angry at you, Amazing Jonathan. But he, I'm not sure how things happened, but he created this haunted house thing, the Scream-On experiment.
Ran out of room.
Well, he probably wanted to make some money because he was spending money and wasn't making any money. So I'm not sure what happened, but the Las Vegas Club and he got together to create this haunted mansion thing, this haunted experience at the Las Vegas Club. Now, the Las Vegas Club is at the very end of Fremont Street on Main Street. It's a sister property of the Plaza. It's kind of funny.
They're right across the street.
Right. It's kind of funny. I got some emails from the PR people saying, yeah, park there. And I got another email, park at Las Vegas Club. Then I got another email saying, if you park at Las Vegas Club, it's going to cost you $5, but we'll cover that. I got another email that says, you can park at the sister property Plaza at the valet parking, and it won't cost you anything. I'm like, well, there you go. That's where I'm parking. So I did. I parked there. So you go into the Las Vegas Club. Now, the Las Vegas Club has been around for a long time. It is a little tired.
It is one of the original casinos here.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Isn't it one of the... I think it's one of the original casinos.
Yeah. It's been here for a long time. It's a little tired. I think this will be one of the biggest challenges for his show, or for his event, or whatever you call it.
So where is it at inside there? Is it in like a showroom or a conference area?
I couldn't tell you what it was before. I can tell you how to get there. So you walk in the doors on the corner of Main and Fremont Street, and then you just hang left. So just hang the left wall. And you end up going into a back area that takes you into kind of a weird back area that I guess used to have some shopping, and you can go upstairs to some other rooms. I had never really been in there before, so I'm not really familiar with what was there before. But in this huge area that I don't know what the hell was there before is now this haunted thing, the Scream-On experiment. Mm-hmm. So I got there a little bit later than a lot of folks. So kind of stood in line for a while, got a T-shirt, and it was just, lovely. And waited for a while. Then, one of the PR guys said, "Oh, you're the last media guy to show up. Why don't you come up in front and we'll put you in this little group?" So I asked, okay, how big are the groups? How many people can you put through here? So what they want to do is, don't let me forget Freakling Brothers. So let me get Freakling Brothers. You ever heard of them? All right. So Freakling Brothers are a big horror guys here. And I met them. So they said, okay, get up in this group. They have groups of 7 or so, or 8 or so. I said, well, how long is this thing? It's about 20 minutes. Okay, you can do about 28 people through an hour or something like that. That was not correct. They actually halfway through, they bring in another group. Okay, so you go in and you start this tour. Now, they wouldn't let me take pictures in there. Now, the truth of the matter is, I probably could have taken pictures. I saw people go in there with cameras, but I happened to be in the group with the Freakling Brothers, who run their own haunted house. And they were like, I was taking pictures. I actually tried to record.
Don't they run a lot of the off-strip?
They do.
Like local, like Hotel Fear?
The one on, not Hotel Fear, which is also with the Asylum. They run the Gates of Hell and the other ones that you see off of 95.
Yeah.
That's their guys. And they've been doing that for a long time.
I knew they had several.
And I met the lead guy, the head guy, after the tour. He was fascinating, by the way.
And I knew they had several, haunted houses here in town.
So I went in there, and originally I wanted to record the audio. So I had my phone, recording audio. I want to hear what's going on and be able to play something. But the light was on from my phone, and these guys were like, no pictures and and it's like not even their damn show. But they're like, that's just the way it is. And I'm like, I'm media. Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, I could have done it.
Brothers, you mean we're asking
we're telling me not to do it. I'm like, first of all, there is no Freakling Brother.
Maybe the problem is that they're afraid that a flash will go off.
Well, yeah, that would be a problem. The problem is I should have just said to the PR people, is it okay if I take a few pictures like everybody else who's got the cameras? They would have said yes, and I would have told them to blow me, but I didn't. So
you seem a little angry.
Well, I wanted to take a lot of pictures. I wanted to show people what was going on here because there were some interesting things. But so I called the PR people, or I reached out to the PR people today. I said, hey, do you have any photos that I can use to show people kind of a sense of what was going on here? And I got a couple.
Did they have some? Oh,
yeah.
Good.
So first graphic, first photo is actually of Amazing Jonathan with, that's not the first one.
I was going to say, wow, is that him?
He's
because that doesn't
you
look
see,
good.
I want you to go to the number 1 for that group.
He needs some sleep.
Do you see that, Tara? Yeah, how many do you have for that? You don't have one of him? What? Okay. All right. So, yeah, there we go. That's the one I wanted to see. So there's Amazing Jonathan, up in the kind of a green shirt. And those are some of the people who you might see running around there.
Their makeup is very good.
It's very good. And the first thing you do, we should have a photo of some slot machines. So one of the things that they do here, they're kind of into, is it's very dark, and they're really into mazes. So you got to kind of find your way through. And it's half tour, or half self-tour, half tour guide. So there are, like a tour will say, or a tour guide will go, all right, good luck, and then leave you alone for a while. So the very first thing we did, you walk into these slot machines. They're all old and dusty, and they're in a maze-like configuration. So you couldn't just walk to where you needed to go. You're like, oh, crap, that didn't work. And, oh, crap, and you hear people screaming.
And you're doing that
stuff.
as a group?
Yeah. And it's dark, and it's a lot of screaming and noise and stuff going on, which is actually a kind of a cool use for those slot machines. So eventually you get to did I give you this photo? I think I did. The front of a reception area of a hotel. And you see these folks here, I hope. So she's kind of crazy, basically asking for water a lot. Didn't quite understand that until a little bit later. You go into kind of a misty room. And then they say, okay, follow this, stay close, do this stuff. And you go up these stairs and you go through this maze. And the maze brings you right back to them again. And they say, you didn't follow the instructions. What were the instructions? Blubbity, blubbity, bang. All right, so what they have, this happens a couple times, where you go one time through something and it takes you back, and you go the second time and the maze has changed on you.
Oh, that's cool.
It's very clever. So you finally get through that, and then you go through a variety of things. There's a lot. I didn't take notes. I couldn't take pictures, so I can't tell you all. Here's what I did like.
Like scary scenes.
Yeah, and people there was a little grabbing going on.
Did they actually touch you?
Well, they had a giant spider bumped into my leg. Didn't care for that. I was like, hey, I don't like giant spiders. I had a dream about it. Remember that? I had a dream about spiders?
Yes.
Didn't like that. That means something. It means great things are going to happen to you. Or a giant spider is going to eat you. So they had a couple things that were really cool. They had one gag that had a mirrored room. Like you walked into a room. It was so clever. This is very Haunted Mansion-y. You walk into a room, just a regular room, like a bed and a TV or whatever, and it feels like there's no way to get out. And there's a mirror where you can see this chair over here. Well, that mirror wasn't a mirror. It was actually an opening that had a mirror image of the other room on the other side. But when you first walk in, it looks like that's a mirror. But it's actually an opening. See what I'm saying?
And on the other side was a room
Another room,
looked just like the room you were in.
It was a mirror image of the room. So I could easily see people walk, and I wasn't first in, but I'm glad I wasn't. I'd be like, can't get out here. It's a mirror. But somebody figured it out. But it looks like you're just in this mirrored room. It was so clever. So I went to there, all kind of stuff. Then they had a 3D room, and that was fun. They put on 3D glasses, and you go in, and they have these kind of crazy stuff going on, and a little guy. So when I walked in there was a ding 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 thing going, right? And so a woman pops up, is all freaked out. But I was kind of in the back of the group, and there was this one of those little characters, like really fluorescent color, and they have a little thing that comes out of their head, they're cute little kid things.
Oh, not the
kind of like Teletubbies, yeah. So there was this Teletubby sitting down like this. And I'm like, that's
not going to be good.
That's a people. There's somebody in there. So I spent the whole time not watching ding, 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 ding. And I'm watching this little bastard down here to see what he would do. And I knew it. Oh, runs and starts hitting people. Get out of my room. He didn't scare me.
He actually touched people?
Oh, he's like pushing people out of the way.
I thought you weren't allowed to touch people.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the rule on that is.
Yeah, that's something you told me. To try to get me to go into... I know. It's something you told me to try to get me to go into the haunted house.
Well, the Freakling brother guy said you're really not supposed to touch people. Although there are R-rated one, they touch you and they scream at you and they say cuss words and stuff. Although they said cuss words on this one too. So then we went in, and what was kind of cool was you go out of the first floor, and then you get into an elevator and you go upstairs. And there's more. And that's more the gory stuff. First of all, you walk by a guy Who's the chainsaw guy?
Nope. Hey, nope. We don't do that.
He's locked in a cage.
Chainsaws,
He's in a jail cage. You walk by him and he's, but he didn't have his chainsaw. They call him Chainsaw Charlie, I think was his name. No chainsaw, just Chainsaw Charlie. And he's like, and we're like, no. So you go past him and you go into, the typical medical surgery looking room, where the woman's half of her body is gone and she's like, screaming. And you went around and saw some of the scary stuff. And you came back around and you go back out that hallway where you saw the chainsaw guy, but he's not there anymore. He broke out. Which means what?
He's going to get you. He now has a chainsaw. No.
And then that little girl comes out. I'm like, it's a shame Melissa's not here. Because this would be ideal for her. And then we're out.
I really think you're pretty mean.
No, it was so actually, I kind of wanted to go in there to get the holy crap scared out of me. I really wanted to be able to say, I'll never go to that thing again. It was so scary.
I really would like you to do that as well.
It didn't scare me that much. So I don't know if it was more scary at his house because it was a house, or if it was more scary here because he definitely had more resources to do it. It was pretty large. So I don't know. I liked it. I liked the Havoc thing better because of the trickery and because they could take you. The other one was definitely scarier.
So if your significant other
is easily scared, don't get married. Because marriage is scary. No, if they're easily scared, go to Dr. Havoc's curiosity thing because it's not scary. It's just fascinating. For the Screamont experiment, there's some scary stuff. There's a couple times where I'll be honest, I shuffled up as close as I could to a guy who was like 6'8". Like,
you're spooning him.
How are you? Hey, dude, you're a little close. Back off, man. I'm media.
Were you like, let's snuggle?
Right. What are we gonna do?
Can you put your arm around me?
Yeah, right. So.
Jacob.
Yeah, right.
You kind of look like this guy, Jacob.
So it was good. I mean, it seemed a little less refined as the Dr. Havoc thing.
Well, though, I bet you they're tweaking it. It's the first year. I bet if they do it again next year, it'll be even better,
And I think it's permanent. I think it's all year round.
Oh, really?
Is that right? I think
like the Goratorium?
So. Is that right? I'm wrong.
I wonder if that'll be like a new trend in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to be able to go to the Goratorium. I don't think you're going to be able to handle that. It's supposed to be pretty bad.
Oh, it's not even an option. What are you talking about?
I think you should go. All right,
no,
so
I'll wait for you in the bar.
Oh, you mean the $10 to get in bar? Screw that.
I thought it was free for locals.
If it is, I'm not going.
Free now.
So anyways, I would say, go. You're a haunted house person. It's interesting because there's two haunted houses on Fremont Street. There's the Screamont Experiment, and then there's your favorite, the Asylum, which we saw.
On Fremont Street?
Yeah, they've put it on Fremont Street. It's right on. It's like on 3rd Street or 1st Street.
Oh, really?
It's got its own little. It's on 3rd Street. You drive by it to go down to the 3rd Street. So they've moved it from out, in the neighborhood onto Fremont Street. So we've got to go to that.
No, I'll be honest.
We're going.
I'm not sure I'm ever going to another haunted house.
It's
no,
good.
I don't think it's necessary. No.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll be going to that one next, and that's it, right? That'd be fun.
I don't know who we is, but okay.
You and me?
No.
You and me and a dog named Flea. All right, that's what we're gonna do. How much? What? How much? Well, you gonna bet me? Oh, she'll go.
What did it cost?
Oh, I don't know. A couple bucks. Hold on. Let me find out. It probably says. I don't know. The first one was $12.50. This one was. Let's go here on the website. Ooh, $20 general admission. That's going to be a problem for them, I believe. As a matter of fact, the freaking guys were like, that was probably too high. So I think they got
$12.
I think they got $12.50 is the other guys. I think $10 to $12 is about what it is for the the ones out in the neighborhood. It's kind of I think where you need to be for these things. That's my opinion. There were some nice effects, so they had some nice TV screen.
I like the maze idea.
The maze idea was clever. I will say that. There was some
And that
really
weird
clever
room thing
stuff.
was interesting.
Very clever. So they had some, they had some things where I like, that was really good. That was really good. That was funny. I wish Melissa was here so she'd pee herself. That's the things they were saying during the whole show. No. It's true. Okay, that's good. Let's take a break. Why not?
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get back and talk a little bit of a dinner and a show. And a possible debate on whether Madge should be out there playing anymore. This is the Vegas Video Network. We will be right back.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I need to come up with something funny to say.
gee.
3, 2,
Nah.
1. Wow. But the co-host. Really, I have to say watching. Well,
That's how you do it. They're
really?
watching. There
Okay,
you go.
I got it.
We are the odds couple.
Hi, my name is Scott Pritchard.
And I am Anthony Padilla.
You're watching the Vegas Video Network.
You are.
You are, we are too.
Hello. That's the odds couple. Isn't that fun?
They're cute.
By the way, that was edited by our friend Tara.
Good job, lady.
That's right. She runs a TriCaster. She edits stuff.
Yeah, she's
That's nice.
cranking along over there. Huh?
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So we are fortunate enough to know somebody who goes by the name of Jackie. And she was kind enough to invite us to go see Madge.
Her friend Madge.
Her friend Madge. Now, Madge is the nickname for Madonna. Madonna is pretty well known. I think the kids have known about her. She's been around since about, the 80s. Controversial? Oh, sure. Is she talented? I will tell you in a second. But this is a dinner and a show at the MGM
They're
Grand.
as we're known to do.
Sure. So it was Melissa and myself and Jackie and our friend Shannon. We all went. That's right. I was big pimping. One guy, 3 girls. That's right, baby.
That's how you like it. That's how you like it, isn't it?
That's how I like it. 3 girls and a chainsaw, and life is good. All right, good. All right, so we started off with dinner, and we'd never been here before.
So we were excited to go here.
Yeah. So we decided to do it in an all MGM kind of thing.
Was it an MGM night?
It was. And first of all, let me say this about that. Parking, I thought was going to be crap. Parking was awesome. They did something that I hadn't seen before. They had valet parking in the event structure.
In the parking garage.
Which they hadn't done before. So I got there late-ish, like 6 o'clock or so. All right? Yeah, 6 o'clock or so. And I still had parking. I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, it's on the bottom floor of the parking garage. That's the parking garage for the MGM is behind the MGM.
Right. Most people hate parking at MGM because the parking.
But they had signs that said event valet.
It was awesome.
And you just kind of went around to that back garage area, and in the first entrance it said event valet. You just pulled in there, no wait.
No, it was. I'm like.
And after the show, it was quick to get your car too.
No, it was great. It was great. So we went to this place called Nob Hill Tavern. Here is their website. It's one of them fancy schmancy places by Michael Mina. For those of you in the foodie world, you know that Michael Mina is important. I don't know. I guess he's important. So
he has a lot of restaurants here in town.
He's got stuff over at Aria, and he's got them all over the place. Anyway, so we were pretty excited about this. We've heard pretty good things about this, so we went there and what do we think? Well, so it was interesting. It was a pretty mixed bag, quite frankly.
What did you think of the vibe of the place?
Well, you can see from the website, it's one of those dark wooded kind of things, which I really like. I really like the dark wood look, so it looked good.
I liked when you first walked in. We didn't get to talk about this, but did you see those booths that were like little tiny rooms?
Oh, I did. I like that.
I liked that a lot. And the bar, I thought, looked really nice, too.
Yeah.
So the bar, when you walked in, the bar was on the left side, and they had these little tiny booth seating that were very private because it had a wall that went all the way up.
Yeah, you're right.
And it was well done. So that was really nice. And then when you went back through that area, there was a decent-sized dining room where it was, tables set up like a traditional restaurant.
Yeah, so
great lighting there.
Real nice
I'm
look.
a big lighting
It's one of those places where everybody looks good.
Yeah, the lighting makes everybody look good.
It's like the bathroom in an airplane. So we get in there. It's true. I always look good in the bathroom in an airplane. I don't know what it is. I just always like it. I always do. Probably because I've had a couple of Bloody Marys before in there, but that's not right. All right, so we went in there. And I had the typical Caesar salad. And it's not the Caesar salad that's all blended up. It's the long leafy thing. You know what I mean? Fine. It was great. Or pedestrian. It was like every other Caesar.
Okay.
It was fine. I mean, I didn't go.
It was better than pedestrian, wasn't it?
It was. It had anchovies, like real anchovies, which I like. So yeah, it was good. But it wasn't. It didn't knock my socks off.
You didn't have any bread, but let me just say that the bread that they had, the bread was very good.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, our bread was good.
The wine was good. We had a sommelier.
And he did a great job, the sommelier, of recommending a wine.
Right, because our friend Shannon is a real big wine person. She knows a lot about wine. We kind of left it in her hands to pick the wine, and she did a good job, and he helped, and it was great wine. We all really liked the wine. Mm-hmm. All right, so now let's get to the food. So I ordered the pork chops, and they were...
Wait, can we stick to the appetizer?
What did you get?
So I had the apple, and it was like a apple with like a walnut salad. It was delicious. My salad was really good, and
what did Jackie have?
Jackie had the is it not the pate, but the
foie gras.
Foie gras, which is illegal now in California.
Right.
So she had the foie gras, and which I think she thought was good.
She liked it a lot,
and
actually.
Shannon, what did Shannon have?
I don't recall.
I can't remember what Shannon had. But anyway, so we all had salads or a starter kind of.
Right. So then we decided. So we got into the entrees, and now here's what happened. So I'm a big pork chop guy, and I saw pork chops, and it was like, I think it was crispy pork chops with ricey kind of groovy stuff and blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, that sounds great. Shannon had basically lobster pot pie. You had what? Fish.
I had, I had halibut, which was just kind of plain, but it had great flavor. It was really nice. But I had it with caramelized cauliflower. That was, now my entree was spectacular. So I really, really enjoyed it.
Right.
The fish was cooked perfectly. The fish
You're getting ahead, a little bit ahead. And Jackie had the pork chops as well.
Yes.
All right. So the food is brought out to us.
Yeah.
Now the lobster pot pie came out first.
It's a whole presentation.
And it's in a big, it's like a big copper pot thing, and
it's like a regular handled pot, but it's like the big heavy, what is it, 10-quart pot, whatever.
It's like copper.
It was
brass,
about this big.
So they break into it and they set it up. So we have some photos of that process, I believe.
There's a puff pastry going over the whole pan like a pot pie.
Yeah, so it comes in that little brassy looking thing, and they take it out.
They put
the top off. Yeah, right. They take the top off and put it below, and then they set up the lobster on top of that. The next photo, maybe.
They set it up in the shape of the lobster.
Of a lobster, right. So it's kind of interesting. And that's it. That's what it looks like. Now, the lighting isn't great in there, of course, but so
it looks really good and gooey and tasty.
Yeah, we all looked at it and went, I'll have one of those, please. So then the pork chops came, and these were crusty, crunchy, and that was the pork chop. Now.
It was huge.
It was large, but both Jackie and I did not like it. As a matter of fact, I ate the majority of it. It was overcooked, I thought. It felt like it was deep fried.
It was deep
such
fried. A
weird way of cooking
it.
It was so weird, so weird. So I ate, most of it. Jackie clearly has a more sophisticated palate.
She only ate a bite or two.
She was having none of it. I mean, she was having none of it. So she eats, nibble, 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 and she's like, fork down, plate. I'm like, woo, yikes. So the guy comes by and is like, is everything okay? And Jackie is awesome. She's like, well, I'm paraphrasing. No.
Well, honestly, if you're going to pay this much for a meal, you should say no, you don't like it. And the problem is, is they said crispy, but they didn't say breaded, and this was clearly breaded.
That was it. So I thought it was, I didn't think it was going to be breaded.
You thought it was like pan fried, and it gets kind of caramelized.
Right. And it wasn't anything like that. So it was overcooked. In other words, you can have who makes it, by the way, who makes the best pork chops in Las Vegas? Melissa. The best pork chops I've ever had in my life. No BS. Melissa makes them.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Right. Now you know why she stays with me. That doesn't
why you stay with me.
Why I stay with you.
Because you're lucky.
And the other stuff.
Let's move on.
Right. That's going to get me in trouble a little bit later. Anyway, so I'm comparing him to Melissa's pork chops. I'm like, come on. Get Melissa back there. She'll knock out some pork chops and kick your ass. So it was not good. They were not good pork chops. They were overcooked. You can, and I know that you have to cook pork, otherwise you die and all that kind of silly shit. But
I wonder why she didn't
right down that time,
order
I just said
else.
a bad word.
I wonder why she didn't order something else, because she didn't eat very much food.
Yeah,
she must have been hungry. I didn't think to even suggest it.
I know, but and your fish, you liked your fish. It was fine.
I thought my meal was great. Like, I didn't want to go to the concert and feel, bogged down with food. My fish had a really good flavor. It didn't have any sauce or goo or anything. It was just cooked very well. It was delicious.
Good news in the live chat. Sam is grilling pork chops right now. 15 minutes from now. Sam, what's your address? Put it in the live chat. We'll invite everybody over there. We're going to have your chops. Life will be good.
You do love them, don't you?
I do. Sam, are your chops, do you use? What's the secret to your chops? Let's say it now. Let's just tell them right now.
No.
I'm going to say it.
No.
Oh, I'm going to say it.
Nope.
All right, VVN2.
If you say it, you're not going to get any more pork chops.
What? You're going to do that? That's a very wifey-in thing to do. If you do this, you don't get any more sex.
You
really?
don't get to disclose my secret recipe.
I know it.
I know.
And you better behave, otherwise I'll tell people.
You'll have to cook your own damn pork chops then.
Then I will tell nobody. Because I don't like to cook. All right, so we finished up our food. Okay, and it was a little hit and miss. Good wine. For me, the salad was all right.
Dessert?
I didn't have dessert. I was too full. Shannon loved two things. She loved her lobster and did not share. So Shannon, if you're watching this, Shannon, if you're watching this,
did you share your pork chop?
Nobody. It was crap. Who wanted to eat it?
I didn't share.
Here, Shannon. Would you like? I could go to Jackie. Hey, would you like to try my pork chop, Jackie? Because it's as crappy as yours. No.
I didn't share my
Shannon,
fish.
would you like to take that amazing lobster and give me and I'll give you some of my crappy pork chop? No.
I didn't share my fish.
I could have the guy walk by. Excuse me, sir. Would you like some of my crappy pork chop? No.
I didn't share my fish.
Right. It's crazy. Right. Who wants to share my crappy pork chop?
Who wants to share the delicious lobster?
A nice person. Shannon, she even stayed at her home, and she wouldn't give me a little bit of her lobster.
I'm sure if you had asked.
Is she going to stay at her home next week?
No.
She's going to be down in the strip area?
No.
Isn't she coming back again for something?
A couple weeks.
Oh, that's what I meant. When she comes back, does she hope to stay at the Whitney Villa?
Oh, you're being crazy.
No, I'm trying to say I would like to have shared your lobster.
Why didn't you ask her for a bit?
Because I don't want to ask for that kind of thing. You should just offer it. You know what I should have done is like what they do in fourth grade. I should just hit her in the shoulder. Come on, I like you. Give me a pork chop. I don't know. That's weird. All right, so we decided to be done with that, and then we went off to see Madge.
But can I just say that although I enjoyed my meal there and I enjoyed the environment, the last time we ate at a Michael Mina restaurant, we also didn't like it, and we kind of thought our waiter was a little.
You didn't like him, pedantic.
A little
snooty.
Pretentious, yeah, he was a little snooty. So.
Jackie really picked up on that. Like he was kind of a little look down the nose kind of a cat.
So then I intentionally tried to exasperate it by bringing out some crazy, backwoods stuff on him. And he was looking at me like...
Like what? What do you mean?
Like, what are you saying? Oh, I can't think of what it was exactly.
What do you use this silver thing with the top? Oh, it's called a fork, sir.
I almost got a little honey boo-boo on him.
Really? That'd been great. That'd have been
I
proud.
was saying just some stuff, and I can't remember what it was right now, but Jackie and Shannon were cracking up.
Oh, I missed that because I was trying to eat through the pork chops.
They were like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just poking him.
Right. Poke the bear. All right, so then we took off. We went from the Micromina, which is off in the in the innards of the MGM, off to the MGM Magical Grand Arena. Now, this is we've been there. We saw Van Halen there. It's a good place to see concerts. I like it. So we went in there, and it was great. Now, here's the thing: the concert's supposed to start at 8:30ish.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
I think the ticket actually said 8 o'clock.
We should have brought the ticket. So we got there at 8 o'clock, and you walk in the concert. You're like, you know what? There's nobody here. Huh, fascinating. So we're like, hey, person who has a flashlight and tells me where to sit. Whoa, what time are we going to get started here? And one gal who was 1,000 said, oh, the DJ. What? The DJ? We got a DJ? A DJ doesn't get on until about 9:30. Well, what does that mean for Madge? Well, she's not going to get on until about 10:30. What the heck are you talking about?
It's true.
Yeah, so when the ticket says 8, I don't care. If the ticket says 5, show up at 5. Van Halen did that, by the way. When we saw Van Halen back in 07, it said, I think that the show started at 8 o'clock. At 7:59 was the first power chord. They wanted to get in and get out. It was pretty cool.
Well, what was interesting is we actually left the arena.
We walked out. We left the arena.
We're going to stay in here and hang out. So we actually left the arena, went back outside.
To a bar.
And had some more cocktails.
And we played a game. It was a really fun game. Who would you do? We played Who Would You Do? So somebody would walk by, and we would just say, who would you do? Would you do that person or that person?
Because it was, we had been talking about who was on our list.
Yeah, right. So we've talked about the list before, and the list is always ever morphing. And but we were like, okay, somebody walks by, pick the next person who you would have sex with, guilt-free. Fascinatingly enough, many of the women couldn't find somebody. Not going to say about my experience.
Oh, I'm sure you had plenty.
I didn't really. Because nobody makes pork chops like you.
About the concert thing there. Did you notice how a lot of people were dressed up? There weren't a lot of people in.
You mean dress up in
jeans.
the 80s look, or dress up?
No. I just mean dress nicely. There weren't a lot of people in jeans.
No, everybody was dressed pretty nicely.
You saw very, 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 very few women in jeans.
I'll tell you what. One of the greatest people-watching environments in the whole world is a Madonna concert. Because I saw some freak. Well, what was the last concert we saw? Kiss. Oh yeah, it's like if I was an alien. No, I'm going to be in the government, and I'm in charge of bringing aliens down to say, hey, check out what we do in America. Now, we're afraid of aliens. Why? Because aliens somehow got to our planet, right? Which means they have more technology than we do, which means that they could kill us, right? I mean, clearly, right? I know how to freak them out. I'm like, hey, aliens, we're going to kind of show you how we celebrate life. It's the right thing to do. We're okay. I'm going to take you to a couple places. I'm going to take you to the Kiss concert. They're going to be like, aliens, we don't, and then I'm going to take you to the Madonna concert where men are walking around in high heels and the aliens are going to go, screw this. We're not taking these guys on. They're like bulldogs. We got to go back. We're leaving Earth. I have solved the alien problem. Booyah! Okay. So we go back at, midnight or whenever it was. Oh, by the way, there was a thing in the paper about Lourdes, the daughter.
The daughter?
Lourdes goes to the top of the world restaurant after her mom's concert at 10:30. I'm like, the hell she did at 10:30 on Saturday, which was when we were there. Lourdes went before mom got on stage because she was hungry. So there you are, some insight for those who didn't know. Booyah. All right, so concert starts. Okay. I am completely enamored by what's going on in front of me. We've got these really cool seats, too. We're at the edge. We're like on the, if this is the front of the stage, camera one, if this is the front of the stage here, we're right there. So we can see like the side view. So we saw some behind the scenes kind of stuff, which is cool. But we were pretty close. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I love this package.
I thought
loved
the
it.
seats were great.
I love this stuff. So they start going. We've got some photos. So we'll walk through some of the photos here as we kind of talk about this. But I'll tell you what, I'm like, Madge, oh, for God's sake, I know you're going to do the political thing, and she did. And actually, she contradicted herself. We're all inclusive, and somebody said something about being a Republican, and she basically said, you suck. Okay, so all inclusive only counts until somebody says no, dumbass. So that was stupid. Now, let's look at some photos. These are photos, but look at that. Oh, that's a good photo right there. What was cool, now you see in the middle there, those columns, there's like 16 of them, and they all move up and down independently, which was really cool. By the way, this concert was sold out, baby. There wasn't a seat left in the house once the concert got going. Next photo.
And it was 2 nights in a row.
Right.
Sold out both nights.
Right. So, nice thing. There's, they kind of get out there in the crowd, and it was such a really impressive concert, I thought. More pictures. That's red. More pictures. Look at that. That's a shot of the entire crowd just kind of getting it on there. Brian wants to know, did she masturbate on stage? Well, way to go, Brian.
I didn't see that.
She didn't do that. She did play guitar, and we have some commentary on her. Do you have any more pictures? We do, right? More? Oh, yeah. This was fun. I really like this. Those are, it's maybe hard to see, but those are rope that's elevated off the stage about 2 or so feet, and people were walking on a tightrope kind of stuff, and they're bouncing back and forth. I really like that. Jackie didn't feel that was all that impressive, which I don't understand why. And
I enjoyed it.
Is that the last one, or is there more? One more. Oh, that was it? Okay. So, in fairness, I believe that we have to give other people a voice in this discussion as well. Jackie, when we got done with the concert, she's like, well, it was okay.
And Shannon, neither one of them really enjoyed it.
Here's what's ironic about this. Now, Jackie and Shannon are big Madge fans, big Madonna fans. Actually, I feel like I'm a fan now because I keep calling her Madge, which means that I have
You're in the club.
I have a thing with her. In the beginning, I'm like, I'll go. It'll be something to talk about on the show. We'll see. So Jackie and Shannon go, and they come out of there going, nah. And Melissa and I come out of there going, my God, that was literally one of the best things I've ever seen in my whole life. I can't believe how great that whole show was.
It was funny how different it was.
I went and saw Kiss. I'll put this up against Kiss. So Jackie, God bless her little heart, puts up a Facebook screed that I just have to read because it's hysterical. So here's Jackie's thought on Madonna. So,
in effort for fair reporting.
Yeah, right, because I love it. And now I said there would be a great debate. I'm giving her side. So after all that, I was somewhat disappointed in Madonna. The production stage was amazing. The music was disappointing. I thought the opening sequence was grim and bizarre. Do you remember the opening sequence? We have got to stop drinking Miller Lite before a show. There was very little fun or joy in the whole show. And she totally got on her soapbox about a number of things that were smarmy and self-righteous. That, by the way, was true. And she played guitar. I can appreciate that she's learning to play. This is actually pretty funny. I can appreciate she's learning to play, but please don't get on the stage and strum a few chords and call that playing. By the way, she didn't say, I'm playing guitar. She didn't do that, just so you know. And she didn't take the stage until 10:40. It was an 8 p.m. show with an opener. And I swear she lip-synced through most of it. Stop. All right. I'm going to have to take on the lip-sync thing. So they complained a lot about this. So she
Her
said...
and Shannon both felt they were lip-syncing.
She sang when she sang. She sang when the mic was up. There were times where the mic was away and you could hear her voice singing. And she was doing some dancey stuff. It was part of a background musical thing. But she never did this thing where... Don't worry about it. I'll move up to it again. She never did this thing where she was pretending to sing. That never happened. So, come on, Jackie. All right.
And I felt like she actually sang quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, maybe that's because I went to a Britney Spears concert once, and there wasn't any singing in that. So I felt she sang a lot.
I put a bullet in my head if I went and saw that.
It's all about experiencing life, honey.
Yeah, that's a part of life I can go without. And I swear okay, I should have seen her in the 80s. If I'd actually paid $400 to see her, I would have been pissed off on top of being disappointed. I can go on and on. To be fair, two folks that I was with thought the show was fantastic. I think we saw two different shows. I do too. I believe that you and I believe in heaven and love and puppy dogs.
Okay, I think that
Jackie doesn't believe in any of those things.
You know what, though? Here's what I think happened. I'll be honest. Here's what I think happened is I think we all have a affiliation and a memory of those songs of the 80s. And she really didn't sing any of those in totality.
Right.
She did a very brief little montage, and that was it. And everything else was newer than that.
You know what?
And so those first couple of albums,
I would have said that was a problem, but I didn't feel that way. And I was, I don't know her new stuff.
But for people who maybe are more of a fan of hers, to not hear those sort of standards,
right,
you would be disappointed.
All right, I get that. But some of her new stuff.
That'd be like going to Van Halen concert and not having them.
Don't you say out loud those bad words.
I'm just saying. If they didn't play anything from, Dive Her Down.
Good job. Fifth album.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Where's that? Write down that number. Time.
Sorry.
Time there.
Sorry, Tara.
Thanks, Tara. Sorry, Tara. Sorry, Scott.
Sorry, Scott.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, who is this for? Tourists or locals? This is for now tourists. If Madonna comes to your town, go see her.
Show up at 10:30.
Show up at 10:30. Take it easy, no rush. There's a DJ who plays, ironically, Madonna music before her show. Didn't quite understand that. I thought that was pretty stupid.
Well, let's get the crowd hype up. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you don't play. It's like Van Halen concert and playing Van Halen music before you go.
I do it. I'd be playing the Madonna to get them all.
Van Halen before you're playing Aerosmith. You're playing Kiss. You're playing Rush. You're playing. That's what you do. Anyways, all right. We're gonna take a quick break. How are we doing on time? We're moving right along. And we're going to come back with a quick email, and then we'll wrap it up. This is Vegas Video Network, kids. We'll be right back.
Traditional media believes that after about 3 minutes, you'll tune out. Most Vegas media companies think if it doesn't jiggle, you won't tune in. At the Vegas Video Network, we think both are wrong. The Vegas Video Network is the first and only live online broadcast network that specializes in insider news and expert views about Vegas. We combine great storytelling with the ability to watch when and where you want on your computer, mobile device, or television. Discover the real Las Vegas. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Hi. Well, you got me. All right, we're back. This is, first of all, let me tell you how to reach out to us. A couple ways. First, you've got email. They say email is done. I say no.
Really? Because I get like 100 a day.
On-air-Q at livinginlv.com. On-air-Q at livinginlv.com. Let's say, for example, you're like, you know what, Scott? I'd like to be able to hang out and, I don't know, actually find the webpage I'm looking for. Let's not do that. All right. You would normally see me do some voicemail, web-based stuff, but we're skipping that because I can't find the freaking webpage. Now we've got live chat, of which all the best people are hanging out in the live chat. And if you don't catch us live, well, you don't have to worry about that. No, you don't have to worry. Vegas Video Network, you got your Roku, you got your iTunes, you got your YouTube, and of course you got KSHP 1400 AM every Saturday night here in Las Vegas.
Where's the email?
Email bumper right now.
I meant, where's the printout?
Here it comes. Email bumper. Email bumper video. Oh, that's right. Here it comes. Dan-dan-dan-dan-dan. Okay, so this is the part of the show where we get emails and we answer them, which is why we call it listener email.
Clever.
We're clever. The guy sends it, then I read it. If a woman sends it, then Melissa reads it. Today is from one of our sons. It's from Stuart.
Stuart.
Stuart, it starts off, hi, Mimi and Poo Poo.
clever, clever, clever man. Charming.
I don't even talk to him anymore.
He's
I
charming.
got a couple of visits to Vegas lined up, one in December and one in early January, both fly-through trips. Hey, in December, I'm coming with work colleagues, and they want to do a trip to the Grand Canyon, which is neat. There seems to be so many options of trip, different companies, different options. Do you have any recommendations? As time is of the essence, we are going to do a trip that includes a flight to and from the canyon by helicopter, which narrows down the options a bit. But I get confused by all the different rims described. About 10 years since I've done the trip. Can't really figure out stuff, yada, yada, yada. What do you recommend? Okay, so we have never done the helicopter thing. I would like to, but very much like haunted houses, we don't do that. So I reached out to who I consider to be the expert with all these kind of touristy things, and that's, of course, Big Ted Newkirk, hanging out at the Access Vegas. So I emailed Ted on behalf of Stuart. Ted, of course, because he's Ricky-Ticky on the spot, boom, emails me right back. And here's what he says. Obviously, Mavericks is the best. They have the newest equipment, most comfortable, most experienced pilots, and then he writes, and no deaths, which seems important.
I think those are all very good reasons.
So I would say you want to go to Mavericks. And I've heard about
And
those
they're
guys.
right they're right by the Las Vegas sign so very close to the Strip. They're right there at the executive airport.
So they're kind of the big guys. That was his first part. He also said, have you done the Skywalk? Is that the name, that glass runway?
Yeah, that's the thing we went to.
So we went out there, we looked at it, and they went, it's $35 or $25. And here's what we said. No.
And I heard the other rim is better.
Well, so we've done this before. So
I've not been to the other rim.
So the South Rim is where I took my kids back in 2000. Much more preferable, I thought.
And that's what I've heard.
Yeah, so if you're going to go to the South Rim. We went to the West Rim. That was when the bull tried to attack us.
And the West Rim is where the Skywalk is.
Right.
So I'm not a big... I enjoyed it. I had fun going there, but I can't really compare it because I've not been to the other rim, but I hear that the other rim...
Go to the South Rim. It's well worth it.
South Rim.
Much better. I thought, they have camping there. It's a nicer vibe. The West Rim was just kind of weird to me, and that Skywalk thing, it was so expensive.
Too touristy?
It was almost too touristy. And I get touristy, but it was just not cool. All right, next question. Any plans to see Zarkana at Aria, which is the new Cirque show?
Yes.
Would be good to have a review. Yes, we plan to see it.
We might actually see it in a week and a half.
Why? Do you have an insight that I don't know about?
Just that we might see it in a week and a half.
Why?
Because I want to go.
Doesn't open until November 1st, just so you know.
Oh, no. That's too bad.
Okay, that was a good talk. He's going to be in Las Vegas for New Year's Eve, staying at the Mandarin Oriental. But we'll have jet lag, blah, 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 blah. Planet set alarm. I don't know what that's all about. All right, browsing M-Life, blah, blah, blah.
Hopefully we'll see Stuart.
P.S. I was browsing the M-Life Moments. He is now an MGM slot player. And came across this option that can be booked at Mandalay Bay and immediately thought of you for some reason. These are my children. Here's what he said. Private clam bake on the beach. I love clams. Your private clam bake begins with you and a guest slip into a complimentary flip-flops and then wind under the alternative care of dedicated masseuses and Davidoff, cigar hostess. Hello. Indulge in the decadent specialty menu, a fully stocked bar with premium libations, beachside games, and your choice between a famous dive-in movie from our movie list or live steel drum band. And it's only $15,000 for 10 people.
Sounds kind of... It does sound kind of fun.
The best part about...
Dive-in movie? I mean, that's cute.
Right. The best part about Stuart is that he thinks I have $15,000 to go eat clams.
I think it's really a clever idea, actually.
All right. So that's it. We're done. Take Mavericks on the helicopter. Go to the South Rim. Go see Madonna. Don't go to Nob Hill. Go see...
Or if you go to Nob Hill and just have the lobster.
Right. Go see Lon Bronson for sure. Go check out Amazing Jonathan. Don't let the spiders scare you.
Are you going to make an announcement about next week?
Next week, we are going to be head down all next week preparing for Fremont Street Experience. Hey, watch this. Thursday night, live show starting at 7 o'clock from the middle of Fremont Street. Never been done before. This is going to be insane. So we're going to be preparing all next week for that show. So we'll do Talk Tales on Monday. We're not going to do my show on Tuesday. Not going to do Pub Crawl on Wednesday. But we will do probably the Odds Couple on Friday. Anyways, this will be a huge deal for us. This is a big deal. We hope you guys will support this. And with that, I think we're all done. Anything else for you, babe?
That's it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for playing along.